Good morning, everybody. It's Father's Day 2020. I'm actually on the way to do something I didn't think was going to happen. I'm on the way to do something I didn't think I would be able to today. I've been screwed out of several times. I'm still getting screwed out of what I should have today. But I'm on the way to pick up all 5 of our children. I'm being allowed 3 hours, even though the Indiana parenting guidelines say I'm supposed to get all of Father's Day weekend. I'm getting 3 hours. Yes, I understand. Yes, I appreciate it. Well, Joseph, you should just be happy for whatever you get. Oh yeah, I definitely am. But I still have the God-given right to be an equal parent to the children that I equally created. And I have the God-given right to have equal time with my children. I have not done anything. I have not been found guilty or proven guilty of doing anything that should bar me from being an equal parent or having equal access or having equal time. But here we are. And so, yeah, I'm definitely happy for these 3 hours I'm going to get. But I am not okay and fine with it. And I will never accept that, oh, well, man, that's just how it is, man. No, that is not how it is going to be. I will never accept one parent being alienated from their children as just normal and okay and how it is. I will never accept that children being kept away from the complete other side of their family. One day I added it up. My children have over 80 cousins their own age that live in Anderson that they are screwed out of relationships with. They have a great grandmother that's still here on my side, 2 grandparents. No, make that 4 grandparents. Yeah, and there is another great grandmother. If you want to get technical about it, they have so many relatives, so many aunts and uncles, great aunts and uncles. I really can't even count. There's a lot of Dixons and nuns, and I could go on and on. So this isn't always just about me getting screwed over as a parent. There's a lot of other people who get screwed out of relationships with the children, and the children get screwed out of having a lot of relationships with people. And that should not be allowed in this country, in any country, anywhere in the world, especially if you have not done a dang thing to deserve it, which I have not. Because believe me, as thorough as someone is, if I really would have done something, every detail of it would have been out, and I would be in jail or whatever the consequence of that would be. So, yeah, I'm definitely thankful for the 3 hours that I'm going to get. Valerie and Ethan are driving separately to meet us at the IHOP on the west side of Indianapolis, off of 38th Street, because in the minivan, in either one of our minivans, we just don't have enough seats. We're 1 seat short. And this is listen how jacked up this is. If I was to pick up the children, and if their mother found out that we were 1 seat short, she would call the police or file something, endangerment or something like that. So this is just par for the course, boy. But yeah, I just want to keep hitting on the point. Yes, I'm thankful that I'm going to get to see the children. Yes, I'm thankful that the children are finally going to get to see their stepbrother, Ethan. But I'm not going to accept that it's okay for me or any parent that they just have to capitulate and be happy with the few crumbs of time that they get. And here's the jacked up part, Facebook. You want to know what the jacked up part is? As bad as you think my story is almost like Disneyland compared to so many others. And that is horrible. What a terrible thing. What a terrible realization. That's reality for so many. I'm in contact with people all over the country, well, really all over the world, that have not seen their children in years. I was a part of a Thanksgiving marathon, online, all over the world marathon. One of the guys didn't even get to see his child being born. You know what happened to him when he showed up at the hospital? He showed up to police officers that were there with a false protective order, barring him from being able to see his child, and he has not seen his child since. So yeah, I'm going to be going all over the place with subject matter, but I guess I can do that since it's my video and it's my page. These false protective orders. Oh, well, Joseph, they're just a piece of paper. They really don't mean anything. What? No, I'm not going to say you're crazy, because you just probably honestly don't know. These false protective orders, and when I say they're false, I mean they are obtained and they're a product of, most of the time, one lie. It only takes one lie or a couple of tears, and a motivated parent can get one of these granted against the other parent, and it just causes a domino effect of destruction. When I got my first false protective order, I don't even know what it was. I'm flipping through the first 4 and 5 pages. I don't even know what I was looking at. Then I finally get to page 6, and I see that it says order of protection at the top. I didn't really know what that meant, but then I thought, wait a minute. I know in the 80s we used to call these restraining orders. So I'm like, is this a restraining order? And that is what it was. In the back of these restraining orders, these protective orders, there are, at least on the ones that I've seen, out of the 4 I've had granted against me, the 4 false protective orders I've had granted against me, there are areas on the back where the person can write down instance number 1, 2, and 3. And then there's some blank room for them to jot down whatever else the person did. And most of the time it's a he, most of the time it's the father. And please don't be upset that I said that. That's just the truth. But this thing totally happens to good, loving mothers out there, and that is just as sick. That is no less horrible. It's terrible that it happens to anybody, but it disproportionately happens to men, happens to fathers. That's just a fact. But anyway, there are these areas in the back you can write down what happened. And there's little boxes they can check on these protective orders. I'll never, for the rest of my career of life, forget one of the boxes that was checked. I am, and I have been, a victim of physical abuse and family violence. I will never forget that crap lie, as long as I live. Even if I get Alzheimer's later, I'm still going to remember that. Horrible, crushing stuff. And you know, when you go to a shelter, or when you go to a place to apply for assistance, and if you are a liar, if the reason you're going to apply for assistance is not legitimate, if you say that if physical abuse is involved, it opens up the door for you to be automatically qualified for all kinds of stuff. And the sad part is, there are way too many instances of legitimate cases where women really do need the assistance. They really do need the help, because they did have some crazy, horrible, controlling male. I'm not even going to call them a man. I'm not even going to call you a man if you've beat a woman, if you've abused a woman. I don't care who you are. I might see you today and shake your hand and love you. If you did that to a woman, I won't even call you a man. Now we got to hold on, because there are some women that will come at you with a knife, or they might punch harder than you do. Now that's different if you're defending yourself. So let's be careful here. But anyway, it's just sickening what these protective orders can cause if they are misused and abused. But that's all. My point is, that's all it takes to get this ball rolling. I never knew this until it happened to me. One well-timed false protective order can cause an avalanche, a domino effect of destruction that will separate you from your children, can separate you from your home, vehicle, things you've paid for, can separate you from your bank account. And the thing that people in my position aren't allowed to talk about because it can be used against them in court or by people who just don't care to hear the other side of the story, or it can be used against them in so many ways. I mean, how much time you have, Facebook? I can go on and on about how this can be used against you. It can separate you from your sanity. It can separate you from your peace of mind. It can separate you from being able to do simple things and operate in simple ways that you used to be able to operate in with no problem. You can find yourself on a job, you can't focus anymore. You can't handle it anymore. You can't handle simple things you used to do because you are so racked with anxiety. You're so wrecked with frustration and depression and sadness. And I've met some in the shared parenting, parental alienation movement that are not here anymore because of this. My buddy Ryan Kelly from Fort Wayne is not here anymore because of this. Sometimes the pain gets so great, the impossible odds, the insurmountable odds, the unreasonable, mathematically impossible to pay amounts of child support, and the sadness of not seeing your children can drive you crazy. It burns me up when I hear people say, oh, well, they killed themselves, or they were a coward. They took their easy way out. What? Since when is mental illness a coward's way out? Golly, man, this can drive you crazy. Ask me how I know. Oh no, Joseph, you shouldn't have said that. Now if you go back to court, you just said you're crazy. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. Any chance of going to court for me is probably over because I don't have the thousands of dollars it takes to go. I don't have the thousands of dollars, and I cannot earn the thousands of dollars it would take for me to go to court just to simply fight for the right to be something that I already should be. And that is just an equal parent. That's just a father to the children. All I want. I don't want revenge. I don't want an eye for an eye. I don't even want her to feel bad. I don't even want to talk to her. All I want is to be an equal parent to the children that I equally created. How in the world is that bad? In any courtroom, how is that bad? And let's talk about courtrooms. Let's talk about family court. I was so naive. When when the date was approaching for my day in court. I guess I've watched too much TV. I thought that when you go to court, one side has evidence, the other side presents their evidence, and logic, facts, and reason and evidence are used to determine the outcome. Woo! Not in family court, brother. Let me tell you right now, not in family court. You could have video evidence that you didn't do it. You could have video evidence that you weren't even there. You can have witnesses. You can have all this. But the person who strikes first, who pulls that what we call the silver bullet, the false protective order, false allegations, that just sets them up to have automatic control, automatic custody, and it just causes an absolute domino effect of destruction in your life. In family court, I thought there was going to be a jury. That's what I thought. I'm thinking due process. I'm thinking I'll have equal time to talk. It was just nothing like that at all. And that has been the case of everybody that I've talked to. And I've talked to hundreds of people in the movement. I've talked to hundreds of people on the street that are either afraid to talk about this, or maybe they're just super private people, and I respect that. They don't want to talk about it, but they've told me things through these last 7 years and 5 months of hell, or 7 years and 6 months of hell that I've been through, and they've had the same experience. Nobody should be having this experience. Now, if you have beaten your spouse, if you're burning the children with cigarette lighters, if you're using them to sell drugs, if you're doing terrible things where your ability to parent needs to come into question, well, I'll call CPS myself. I'll come help pick up the kids or help protect you myself then. Call Joseph Dixon. I will be there. But the fact that one parent can totally lie or just embellish or leave some stuff out, and that's all it takes to severely lessen your role in your children's lives, and in a lot of cases, completely erase you as a parent in your children's lives. I don't even have a word strong enough for how bad that is. So yes, I appreciate all of you, your nice thoughts, and I definitely appreciate the prayers, and I definitely appreciate all the material, tangible help that I've received from so many of you, because I would not have been able to make it. This van I'm in, I wouldn't even be in this van. Somebody gave me this van. Somebody gave me the van that I used for years to do the job that I do, to make money to pay my mathematically impossible to pay child support. Somebody gave me that. Thank you. God bless you. Forgot where I was going next, but it was going to be good. Oh, yeah. I appreciate all the thoughts. I appreciate the positive words and all that stuff. And yes, I am definitely thankful that I'm going to get to see our 5 children, because I'm not a controlling, greedy, so I say our. I appreciate all that, but 3 hours today and a few bits and pieces, crumbs of time here and there are not good enough, are not acceptable. I haven't done a dang thing to deserve it. If I did, well, then that would be different. If I actually really was a danger, if there really was a reason that I should be kept away or my role or time lessened, then prove that. That's where I meant to go earlier with family court. Why in the world does family court not allow video? And why do they charge so much for you to get a transcript? I had to have 3 all day, 8-hour divorce hearings during our divorce hearing procedures. For 1 day of the transcript was going to be like $950 something, almost $1,000. I couldn't do that. Why isn't it recorded? Why isn't it videoed? Why do they not allow you to video? What do they have to hide? Yeah, they have something to hide. That's why they don't want this video. That's why they don't want, that's why there's no jury. It's horrible. It's terrible. I'm just so angry. I'm just so fed up. And not just because of my circumstance, not just because of I'm only going to get 3 hours a day. Do you know how many parents have not spoken to their children in years? Do you know how many children have been turned against their other parent by the good parent, by the parent that matters, by the parent who's not just there to be a human wallet? That's all I've been relegated to being, a human wallet. Boy, there's so much I could say about children being turned against you, but I guess I better not. Woo! So Facebook, if you know, I'm so frustrated, I don't even know what else to say. Happy Father's Day to every single one of you out there that are a father, whether you have a normal, equal, and right relationship with your children, whether you are a lied on, set up, screwed over, extorted, and alienated parent, father like me, happy Father's Day. And to each and every father out there that is having a horribly difficult day today on Father's Day, another day where you're not going to be able to talk to your child, another day where you're not going to get a reply to a text or a reply to a message that you send. Not only do I feel for you, not only am I there with you, but you are not alone. And please, please stay here. We've lost too many of us as it is. I don't mean us fathers, because like I said, women are going through this just as well. Good, loving women all over the world, just crushed by having their children taken away, crushed by a system. Well, the system's broken, Joseph. No, I don't believe the system is broken. I believe the system is working exactly the way it's intended to work. But happy Father's Day to every one of you that are struggling just to make it through this day. And don't you even think about not finishing making it through this day. No matter how bad your situation is, you got to stay here at least for your children. Just think if you miss out on the chance to one day hear them say, "Dad, I'm sorry. I didn't know that Mom did this. I didn't know that she could do this." You will have missed that. You don't know what pain you could cause in their lives if you were to end it today or some other day. Please stay here. Listen, we're doing an all-day marathon today, Father's Day marathon for all of us that are struggling to get through this day. We are not alone. You are not alone. Tune in. I'll be speaking, myself and some of the top advocates from all over the country are going to be speaking today on our own personal, we're going to go live on our own personal pages. Already started at 9 a.m. this morning, going through till 11 o'clock tonight. Please tune in. You'll have to go, there's a schedule. I posted it on my page. There's a schedule. All you got to do is type in the name, go to their page. Their settings will be set on public, so you'll be able to see their live feed, I guess you call it. So that's all you have to do. You are not alone. We're all going to be there for each other to try to talk us through getting through this day. We'll share our personal stories. I plan on telling some really bad dad jokes. I plan on talking about what's helped me to make it through these terrible, lonely, depressing times. And we're going to get through this together, okay? So whoever heard this video, whoever really heard this video, great. Joseph, why do you post so much? I don't even read your mess. It's not positive. Well, I'm positive that it's real. I'm positive that it happens to me. You know what else I'm positive about? I'm positive that it could happen to you and one of your children one day. So you better listen. You better speak out against it. And you better stop directly or indirectly supporting anyone who's alienating a good, hardworking, and able parent from their children. Yeah, I'm positive about that. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you for all your prayers, your friendships, anytime that you have helped me in any kind of way, anytime that you've liked a post, commented, shown support. and done things behind the scenes to help that I will never know about. Thank you. I love each and every single one of you. You know me, I'll post plenty of photos of Valerie and Ethan and I with all the children here at IHOP pretty soon, late in a little bit, and I guess that's about it. Wow, 25 minutes and 18 seconds. I tried to keep it short, but sometimes that's just how the pickle squirts. Love you all. Bye-bye.